It's not to get self-absorbed and be like, oh my gosh, yes, receive all the praises. No, that's not it at all. The reason why we want a conversation starter on your body at all times is because we want to develop more connections and more conversations. Because when you have more conversations, it leads to more relationships, more friendships, more partnerships, more sales, more money, more freedom, you guys. And if you're just hiding behind your clothes all the time, not creating these conversations, people aren't striking up a random conversation with you, you are literally limiting your impact. Hey everyone, welcome to the Tori Cruz Show, where we're shining a light on real conversations and transformational stories with some of the most dynamic entrepreneurs and faith-driven leaders you'll ever meet. I'm Tori Cruz, your host, entrepreneur, virtual stylist, and former Miss Missouri USA, ready to guide you along this exciting journey. This isn't just any podcast. It's your new home for stories that uplift, conversations that transform, and a community that feels like family. From the real challenges to the exhilarating moments of achievement, we cover it all, infused with adventure, laughter, insights, and heartfelt discussions. So settle in, make yourself comfortable, and let's get this show on the road. This is the Tori Cruz Show. Hello. Welcome back to the Tori Cruz Show. I am so excited to bring to you an episode today, right here from the Tori Cruz Studios. Okay, really, it's just my at-home office. But we have a solo episode today all about why your style and your image is important to your brand. How many of you have often wondered, why in the world should I show up every single day looking on point? It could sound really exhausting, or you're just like, I don't know what the heck to wear. My closet is full of the same things that I wore 20 years ago. Or maybe you're just going through a transition in life, or maybe you're speaking on stage and you want to level up your wardrobe because you're now this expert and you want to reflect that in your style. So today is for you. For the person who is wanting to really understand why it's so important to look the part, to feel the part, why image is so valuable when it comes to making more money, making more connections, and just really elevating yourself and your brand to that next level. So why is your image and style so important to growth in your brand and your business? Number one, you are a walking billboard for your brand. Every single day you step out of your house, you're a walking billboard for your brand. You're telling a story not only about you, but also about your business. If you go to the grocery store, or if you're flying, you're in an airport walking around and you run into somebody, that is their first impression of you. And first impressions are everything. But more importantly, it's a feeling within you, right? Wardrobe is a silent communicator, and it's an energy exchange to other people. So one of the things I always talk about with my clients when we're working on their one-on-one capsules, their personalized looks for their brand or for their events, I'm always encompassing the whole person. I'm not just saying, okay, what is your style? What do you like? What colors do you like? Do you typically like to wear black? Do you typically like to wear red? Do you like to wear yellow? What are your brand colors? We go multiple steps deeper. We get to know the person. We get to know, okay, great. You really love black. Awesome. Wonderful. All right, let's take it like 95 steps deeper. So what do you do for work? What is your brand? What is your business? What are some of those feelings that you want to represent when you walk into the room? How do you want other people to perceive you? These are all questions that we ask our clients when we start to create their personalized capsules. Because here's the thing. You may be thinking, okay, it's easy for you to say because you're a stylist, and so it's really easy. All you have to do is show up at an event, look the part, look good, and people are like, oh, of course you're a stylist. But here's the trick. Is anybody can do this with their brand or with their business. So the kicker is that you really have to think, what does your brand stand for? What does your brand stand for? Would you describe your brand as luxury, classy, authentic, relatable, sporty? What are some of these names that you would describe your brand as? And then what you're going to do is you're actually going to create a wardrobe that reflects those words that you describe your brand as. So let me give you an example. I have a friend who's in the sports world, and she actually is like the pull-up queen. She was actually a guest on this podcast. And if you didn't listen to her episode, Angela Gargano, she is absolutely incredible at what she does. But here's the kicker, is that she's in the health and fitness world. And she was like, okay, how in the world, like I'm going to speak at this event. And she said, how do I reflect my brand at this event through my image and my wardrobe? And I said, it's a really good question, because for her in the health and fitness world, her brand is her body. She's the pull-up queen. Her body is reflecting her brand. So then what my job is as her stylist is to provide her clothing and wardrobe looks that complement the parts of her body that she wants to represent, because her body ultimately, if she's the pull-up queen, she's wanting to bring more people into her programs and she's wanting to sell those programs to people. She has to have amazing arms, right? Like she also has an empowerment program and a whole other thing, but she has some amazing arms, right? Like pull-ups, that's what that represents, right? And back muscles. So what are some pieces of clothing that actually will enhance those parts of her body that are actually her brand? And you can do this with really any single industry. You just have to think, what does your brand represent? And then let's go create clothing and wardrobe that really truly reflects that. So you may ask, so, okay, great. Like I get that we have to dress the part, but also like, why is it so important? It's a respect factor. So number 2, respect, not only for yourself, but for other people. Think about a time when you were going to a meeting, or maybe you were in sports in high school. And during game day, you had to dress up. Your coach said, all right, so for away games, we're going to wear our joggers, our sweatsuit. And then for home games, we're actually going to dress up. You're in high school, you're in middle school. You're like, I don't understand. Like, why are they making us dress up? Because it's a respect factor for yourself, for everybody else. It's also a perception game, perception. But when you look good and you feel good, you play good, you show up better, you close more sales, you have better energy, you're more excited about life. It's a transfer of energy. You see, wardrobe, it's so much more than material and clothes. It's a transfer of energy, and it's a silent communicator telling other people the respect that you have for yourself, for your dedication to your job, to your career, and also respect to them. If you've ever had a business meeting and somebody showed up and they looked really, really sloppy, maybe even to an interview, or you went to a business meeting and somebody didn't dress very nice. They just kind of showed up looking a little sloppy. And you're like, oh, you remember those moments. But you also remember the amazing moments when you show up and somebody's dressed to the nines. They look super sharp. You weren't expecting it. And you're like, oh, wow, this person's taking this meeting very seriously. So that's how I want you to start showing up in everyday life, in your business, in your relationships. Think about this. Think about your boyfriend or your husband or your wife or your girlfriend. Mostly women watch this show, but we're going to include men because we're coaching and training men here too on wardrobe and fashion. Think about when your significant other got ready for date night and they put a little bit more effort into their image and how they looked. You notice they put on like their nicer pair of jeans or that nicer dress, ladies. You wore that cute little black dress to go out with your man for the evening with the heels. You did your hair the way that he loves your hair to be done. You put a lot more effort into your appearance. How was his reaction when he noticed that you put more effort in? That is the same thing with business, you guys. The same thing. People can feel when you put more effort into your appearance and into the wardrobe. It is an energy exchange, silently communicating to people how much respect you have for the situation, also your job. If you're a speaker, that's why you show up on stage game time ready. I come from playing basketball my entire life, and I was always like, look good, feel good, play good. That's just what we live by. And in business, now when I speak at conferences, now when I work with other women who are speakers and I am styling them for events, we make sure that their wardrobe is a true reflection of their message and that they feel good, they feel confident, they feel like that next version of them. Because the thing is that it's communicating that to the rest of the audience. And it's confidence. Like when you have that confidence within yourself, it exudes it to everybody else and people feel that. Okay, so why else is your image and your style important to your brand? It's going to make you more money. Somebody listening to this right now, if you want to make more money, share this on your social media and tag me. If you want to make more money, okay, I'm pretty sure that's probably everybody listening to this. But if you elevate your style and you elevate your image, it's going to make you more money. So this is the thing I always preach to my clients is, okay, this is the goal, is that you always want to have one conversation starter piece on your body at all times. Yes, I'm talking if you go to the grocery store, if you go to pick up your laundry, if you are going to the soccer fields, if you're going on date night, if you're going to a business conference, if you're speaking at a conference, if you're traveling, you always want to have a conversation starter on your body. And what do I mean by a conversation starter? Here it is. Picture two women walking down the hallway at an event. They're in this beautiful, deep conversation. And then you're over here and you walk by yourself and they said, oh my gosh, excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I love your pants. I love your shoes, or I love your handbag. They stop middle of their conversation, whatever they're talking about, and they just literally cannot see you walk by without giving you a compliment on your shoes or your pants or one piece on your wardrobe, on your body. What is that one conversation starter? The reason why you need to have a conversation starter, you guys, is because even for the people who are introverts, and you're like, I don't want people to talk. I don't want people to talk to me. Yes, it makes it easier because the reason why you're at an event is to network, to learn, to gain more connections, right? So you want a conversation starter on your body, just one piece. It doesn't have to be your whole outfit. It doesn't have to be a wow. Just one thing on your body that you know when you walk outside that door today that somebody is going to compliment you on or hope they compliment you on. You put effort into thinking, okay, I think this is a piece that a lot of people are going to like, that a lot of people are going to comment on. It's not to get self-absorbed and be like, oh my gosh, yes, receive all the praises. No, that's not it at all. The reason why we want a conversation starter on your body at all times is because we want to develop more connections and more conversations. Because when you have more conversations, it leads to more relationships, more friendships, more partnerships, more sales, more money, more freedom, you guys. And if you're just hiding behind your clothes all the time, not creating these conversations, people aren't striking up a random conversation with you, you are literally limiting your impact. So let's start reframing fashion. Let's start reframing style as a way to grow your brand, enhance your brand, and start showing up as that best version of you. Thanks for tuning in to the Tori Cruz Show. If today's episode inspired you, let's keep the momentum going. For our YouTube family, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you're always in the loop with our latest episodes. And for our podcast listeners, your ratings and reviews are incredibly valuable. They help us reach more people and continue bringing inspiring stories your way. Remember, this isn't just a podcast, it's a growing community of family. Every like, share, and review helps us grow on our journey together, helping us to highlight more impactful stories. Until next time, keep being the light for yourself and others. See you on the next adventure.